My golf went down this year. I've only golfed once. I'm going out. Change my job a little bit. It's hard for me to get out for a while. About 2 months?
I went out July 1st. I didn't work July. I still help them.
What do you mean? A lot of people say you didn't work in the year you were here.
That's right. I won't argue that either. I got my job done. But I still help work the starter when they need me out on Saturdays and Sundays. Yeah, like I said, I was one of the old timers. Well, there's not many of them left.
Now, Rick had got hurt before I went to work.
All right, Rick got hurt his freshman. Well, South, he got hurt both years. 66, he got hurt. Yeah, then we came in right after that.
I know Joe Sexton, they were laughing when he thought I was going.
Well, that's right.
How's Rick doing?
Super. Yeah. Down in Georgia, loves it. Yeah. That's right. Mr. Calloway is his banker, and they go back and forth a lot. He says, if it weren't for the medical clinic, Mr. Calloway would go broke. If it wasn't for Mr. Calloway, the clinic would go broke. One takes care of the other. Yeah, they're together a lot. Hi there, Dr.
Got two of us going next time. Jane is here, but she says hello more lengthily than I
know.
She hasn't made it through the front end yet, I hope.
It's tough, isn't it?
Is this a grand person?
Yeah. And
grand person. How are you, Andrew?
This is Dr. Berry.
You got a good last name now. I can understand that.
He is the champion of the Lafayette Country Club, 10 years old and younger.
Fantastic.
So we got golfers coming here.
Are you gonna watch the PGA?
We'll probably watch today, so. Yeah, we did.
How did Paula do that?
I left before he finished. I don't know. But he's right up there in the running.
They're all bunched up here.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
Where's your successor? Paul is more beautiful than you are. She is. attention back here for me.
Hey, everybody, time out.
There you go.
Nancy.
Remember the first time we met her,
Back in Lima. Yeah, right, I do. Yes, sir.
I said, in addition to your son, I want that guy and that guy, too.
No, that was great. I'll tell you.
I hope that maybe, don't leave without me telling Brad to get up there. Can I have your attention, please? Can I have your attention, please? Paul.
Yeah.
We're good. I think we've got our probably the greatest numbers we're going to have. As you know, the party was planned from 4 to 7, kind of a walk-in, walk-out, open house kind of event. But we've got a great crowd here now, and including John DeCamp and the president. I'm sorry to put you in that position, Prexy, but he was here a lot of years. So we're just going to have a very brief ceremony, and we don't have a whole lot of things to do, but we have a few things to do. And the first is to tell you that Paul and I guess, and the great Kinger, my buddy over here, were together a lot of years. In fact, Bob and I, and mostly Bob, worked like mad to recruit Paul's son Rick. And in fact, we were successful. As a team, we were successful, and Rick came to us on full scholarship, and I really truly believe he'd been a great little player for us. Little guard, quick, had all the instincts, could have really been a tremendous player. Unfortunately, the end of his freshman year had a motorcycle accident and messed him up to the degree that he couldn't play any longer. But he stayed on scholarship, finished his year, and has been very successful, and Paul can talk to you about that. But that's when Bob King and I first met Paul. He was in Lima, Ohio at that time. So that's really going back a few years.
Is this a package deal?
We had to take him to get Rick.
It was a package deal a year after the fact, which doesn't make much sense. But Bob and I have never been too smart. So that's where we started. But before we get into the formal part of the program, I would like to have our president just say a word, because he has sincerely and seriously taken up golf in the last few years. And of course, Paul's out at the golf course all the time, so he sees him and he knows him. And Paul wanted to have the president and his wife Jane here, and we're very pleased that you are here. And he wanted to at least say a word to you.
Thank you, George. I am very pleased, and Jane is too, that we're here. I don't like the reason, Paul. I never like to have goodbye parties and farewells, and I'm just simply delighted that you and your lovely wife are staying in the community, and that we will have the pleasure of your company for many, many years to come. And I'll look for you on the golf course. Maybe you can give me some pointers or help me find the ball in the rough. My kids gave me a bunch of balls for Christmas with my name on them, and that's really embarrassing. Find them in the flower pots along the golf course. George, I have been dieting, so when you said that this was the biggest crowd we had since I got here, look at this.
You're doing good. I wish I could say the same.
I'll take a fandango dancing next. Paul, we're grateful for all you've done, and thank you very much. You're a great, great Boilermaker.
Prexy, good. Thank you. The president has always been very interested in improving the golf course, and we have done, as all of you know, some pretty nice things out there in the past few years in the sense of physically improving the golf course. So Prexy, if you okay the lake scheme we have a series of 5 lakes. When you lose your ball, they'll never find it. So we'll probably get that job done. Let me next introduce to you Joni Comstock, who you all know, and I'd asked Joni to chair a group of people to think about and plan this retirement affair. So Joni, it's yours. Joni Comstock.
Paul, we would just like to thank you on behalf of Purdue and the Purdue family for 23 years of love and devotion and real commitment to this great university. And we're not going to say goodbye. We're just going to say that we'll see you on the golf course, and we wish for you long drives and shortcuts and lots more years of it. We have these two things that we want to give to you along with.
Yep. We've got all the ladies back here to do the work. Dale was supposed to do them, but he's back.
On behalf of all of your friends and everybody in the athletic department, we're going to give you those things. And George has
Yeah, let's hold her. Let me hold that out. Put it down. That's all right. Have a seat. Can you get to him okay, Peter? He's looking good, I want to say. The hat's a little bit. There you are. Now we go.
Oh, the Purdue ring. That is great. Oh, that's a super.
I'll pass it around. And we do have the machines out here. So when you leave, if you've taken anything with you.
Yeah, get that off.
Yeah, that was a fun deal for a moment.
Pictures for the.
And of course we have the videos.
Right.
Now we don't put your shoes on yet. Because Joni is finished, and we want you to open this.
All right.
Put that down. Move them out. Young son. Pardon? Wait a minute. They can't see you, old man. Get out.
Get up here, my guy.
Granddad.
My guy.
Now move out a little bit. Now you can sit down again.
No, stand up.
All right. You don't stand.
You need that rock
And of course, what this signifies is that Paul has been now named as, I think, the 26th. DeMoss is not here. We're lost without him. I think the 26th honorary P-man in the history of Purdue University. You ought to say a word. Introduce your family. We got to see this
Well,
game.
first of all, I'd like to thank my wife, Ruth. She's put up all these many years. My first coaching job was in 1948. It's a long time ago. I've been blessed with two very fine children. Rick, who is in Atlanta, couldn't be here. And it was not a package deal when he came to Purdue.
No.
His freshman year, that's when we still had freshman teams. And his freshman year, I lived in Lima, which is probably 150, 60 miles away. I did not miss a freshman game or a Purdue varsity game that year. I would get out of school at 4 o'clock, drive over here to the games, and drive back home. We wore out a car that year. So I told Dr. Hudd, I said, you got to get me over here, I can't afford it. But then I have my daughter Paula here.
Paula, show us.
Hang in there. And my son-in-law Bob Ford back there, who most of you know.
Who's he?
And grandson Robbie is someplace.
Right below you.
Where's Robbie? Where's Robbie?
Hanging on the bar.
And here's hanging on the bar. Wait till the coach hears that. And here's Andrew. So, but usually I'm not a loss for words, but when I look out at this crowd and see the people that started with me back in Lambert, before we had Mackey, before we had any of the other buildings, it has been without a doubt the best years of my life. And as George says, we are not leaving town. We're going to be here. This is the first year in years that I know I can go over on Saturday and watch football games. I saw one last year, but I'm going to see them all this year, and I know we're going to do better. I'm going to still be down there in the pit in basketball and help Gene win a few games. And anything else that Purdue needs me to do to help them out, I'm going to be there. Because I do think maybe I've got a little black and gold running through the veins and the capillaries. I would like to thank everybody for coming, and it's just wonderful. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Doesn't finish till 7 o'clock, so make yourself at home and enjoy it.
Thank you. Thank you. That's great. This is just super, Tony.